for our session today, we will be having electron configuration and orbital diagrams. Now, we will be using the Aufbau principle here. So take note, we will start with the lowermost level sa atong pag-fill up sa mga electrons. So we will start with 1s1 or 1s, followed by 2s, then you have 2p, then next is 3s. So again, this will be the first nga atong i-fill up, followed by 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, so on and so forth. Okay? By the way, is the arrangement of how to fill up the electrons clear? Klaro ni siya ha, nga dapat mag-unata ani, nya padung na siya down until 6D. And so on pa na, pwede pa na maabot og 7 og 8. Is that clear, section Emerald? Okay, let's begin now with our orbital diagram. So let's consider the element oxygen. How many electrons are there in the element oxygen? What's the atomic number of the element oxygen? You try to look at your periodic table. The element oxygen has an atomic number of 8. The atomic number of oxygen, if I'm going to be presenting to you, look at ha. We have here for a while. I have here the stop. Where are you? The periodic tables. There you go. So I have here a sample periodic table. And the element oxygen, take a look at that. The element oxygen has an atomic number of 8. So take notes, atong periodic table, 1, 2, 3, 4. The numbers there at the upper left part of the element is the atomic number. So look at oxygen, it has an atomic number of 8. Therefore, it has 8 electrons as well. So meaning, mauni siyang 8 electrons ang naa nato dinhi. You get the idea now, section Ruby, asa gikan ang 8 din ha? I mean section Emerald, sorry. So take note, the atomic number of oxygen is 8. Therefore, the number of electrons is also 8. Now, let's begin with 1s. Now, you still remember, if you are given the S subshell, how many boxes are you going to draw for the S subshell? You still remember that? If you will be having the S subshell, you will have 1 box. For the P subshell, you will have how many boxes for this? Section Emerald, do you still remember our lesson yesterday? How many for the P subshell? Pila ka boxes? Hala, nalimot sila. Section Emerald, how many boxes Section Emerald? Is it 2 or 3? Diba ang ato ang P subshell is 3 boxes. Ang D subshell, how many boxes? 5 na ang PD subshell. Again, ang S nato kay 1. Ang P nato is 3 boxes. Ang sa P. Okay? For the P, we have 3 boxes. For the D, you have 5 boxes. For the F, how many boxes for the F? 7. There you go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the F subshell. Now, we will begin with 1s. Take note, the subshell is S. The energy level is 1. Disregard lang ng energy level. We will have the subshell. S subshell man na. How many boxes will you draw? So we will start with 1 box there for the 1s. Then ato nang i-fill up og electrons. Fill that up. 1 going up. 2 going down. So we need to have 8 electrons there, meaning 8 kabuk arrows dinha ang ibutang. So kulangan pa tag-unom. So I'm gonna proceed to, we are done with 1s. Next is 2s. So you have the s subshell there. So you have to draw 1 box again for the 2s and fill it up. Arrow up, arrow down. How many electrons are there now? Sa atong drawing, 4. Pila may kuwang nato? We need how many more? Upat pay kuwang because there should be 8 electrons. O unsa may sunod aning 2s? 2p. O how many boxes will you draw sa 2p? Tulo. There you go. There are 3 boxes. Then let's fill this up. Take note, the rule is arrows going up first. Arrow up, 1. Take note ha, upat ka buok atong kinahanglan. 4 more. Arrow up, another. Arrow up, another. Napuno naman natog arrow up ang tanang boxes. Go to the first box, arrow down. Will I put another arrow there? Or mustop na ko din ha? Mustop na. O, take note ha, there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons there. Now, to get the electron configuration, it's so simple. Kini siya, pila man ni siya nga arrows, duha, o butangan nag, sa math pa ni exponent, butangag superscript nga 2. Kini siya, pila ka arrows ang S2S. Sir, duha sir, subutangan ako 2 din ha. Sunod, ang ikatulo, ang 2P, how many arrows man ang naa din ha section emerald? Upat. So I'm gonna make that 4. So the electron configuration is simply 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Is our first example clear? Okay, let's proceed. Let's have more examples. Let's have the element helium. I'm going to change my color of the pointer to yellow. Okay. What is the atomic number of the element helium? Look at your periodic table, please. So again, I'm gonna present the periodic table nako diri ha. Then look at the element 2. Okay. So meaning, let's go back to my presentation. Let's begin with, helium. Let's start with the orbital diagram. So I'm gonna start first with 1s. And I have 1 box there. So take note, kini siya kay duha ka electrons. Okay? Kay ang atomic number niya, 2 man. So you start first with 1s. Fill this up. 1, 2. Should I make another box or okay na siya? that's okay already because you are only required to have 2 electrons. And you have 2 electrons nga gibutang. So therefore, the electron configuration is 1s2. As simple as that. That's example number 2. Let's proceed to the element carbon. Let's have the element carbon. What is the atomic number of the element carbon? Let me again, what's the element? What's the atomic number? 6. The atomic number of the element carbon is 6. So how many electrons do we have? It's also 6. So take note, Section Emerald, the atomic number also gives you the number of electrons. Now, let's begin with 1s, with this one. Okay, let's start with 1s. That's 1 box. Fill it up. 1, 2. Kulangan pa ta, diba? Because we need to have 6 electrons. And over here, I only have 2 electrons. Kulangan pa tag-upat. So, I will move further kung sa may sunod sa 1s. 2s. So, let's draw 1 box kay S subshell man na. Let's fill it up. Going up, going down. How many electrons are there in our orbital diagram? 4. So, kulangan pa because we need to have 6. Unsa may sunod aning 2s? What's next to 2s? Look at this one. Is it 2p or 3p? Are you sure? 2p. Oy, let's have 2p. It's 2p, right? Because we have 1s. Next is 2s. Next is 2p. Okay? Let's continue. The ink color. Okay. So next is 2p. How many boxes will I draw? Tulo kay P subshell man na. Unya, pila ang kuwang nga electrons para mahimong 6? Nanatay 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we need 2 more. So meaning, arrow up, arrow up. And there you go. That is now the orbital diagram. And the electron configuration, you go back down here, 1s, 2, 2s, 2, 2p, 1, 2. That is now the electron configuration. Is this example clear? Okay, let's move further. Let's have the element sodium. What is the what is the atomic number of the element sodium? (11). So meaning there are 11 electrons. Okay? So let's start with 1s. You draw 1 box. Arrow up, arrow down. We have 2 electrons there. Next to 1s is 2s. Then, you fill it up, arrow down. We have 4 electrons now. Let's have, what is the next to 2s man? 2p. Okay, 2p. And how many boxes will you draw? Tulo kay Prinsipe man na. And let's count ha. Pila ang kuwang anin niya nga electrons na natay upat to make it 11? 7. So let's do counting. Natay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So naapatay kuwang usa. Unsa may sunod ni 2p? Unsay sunod ni 2p? Tanawa ni diri ang babaw. What is next to 2p? Section Emerald. 3. No. Ang atong hanayha mo, 3s. 3s. Okay. 3s. So, ang ato ang i-drawing niya, pila ka electrons ako ibutang din na section Emerald? 1 ra kay para 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 electrons. And you will be having 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. That is now the electron configuration. Is this example clear? So take note, ana ha, mag-una jud ta ni 1s1, sunod 2s, 2p, sunod 3s. Unsay sunod sa 3s? 3p, sunod ni 3p. No. For 3p going down. Tanaw, you follow the line, mag-una ta ani. Mao man ni siyang technique ani section Emerald. You start, maunang nag-present ko aning diagram nga naa sa babaw. Let me change the color to red. Okay. Maunang nag-present ko ani kasi mag-una man ta ani nga arrow. 1s. Mauning 1s ni dire. Sunod, ang next nga arrow, 2s. Maunang 2s ni siya. Ang sunod nga arrow going down, 2p, mag-una ko ni 2p, musunod si 3s. 2p, musunod ang 3s. Ang sunod nga arrow, 3p, sunod ni 3p, 4s. Mo ng 3p, then 4s. Sunod, unsay sunod ni 4s? Kining arrow. 3D next to 3D. 4P next to 4P. 5S. So on and so forth. Okay? So, mauni ang sunod-sunod ha. Mauni ang atong i-follow nga hanay sa mga subshells nato. Okay? Let's continue. Let's have the element phosphorus. Let's have the element phosphorus. What is the atomic number of the element phosphorus? 15. So there are 15 electrons. Okay? Now, let's begin. Unsay unang ibutang nako dire? 1s. We have one box. Fill it up. 1, 2. Sunod aning 1s. 2s. Fill it up. 1, 2. Sunod sa 2s. Usa man jud 3s or 2p? Sige, go. 2p, go. Good. 2p ang sunod, oy. Okay? Look at the arrows there. We have 3 boxes for that. Okay. Unsay sunod ni 2p? By the way, atong i-fill up sa si 2p. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, all in all, how many electrons na atong nabutang? From 1s to 2p, how many electrons are there? Nanatay 10 ha. Take note, nanatay 10. Sunod aning 3s is, 2p is 3s. So let's draw one box for 3s. Let's put an arrow. Oh, how many electrons are there now? 12. So we need to have 3 more electrons. Unsa may sunod sa 3s? 3p. Okay, 3p. So I have 1, 2, 3. Pila ka electrons akong ibutang diri section emerald? Tulo. Kay nanakoy 12 diri, I need 1, 2, 3 para nanatay 15 ka electrons ana. O butangan nato diri og ang S2 diri si 2, sunod diri kay 6, diri kay 2. Ang last portion, pila ibutang? Section emerald, pila ibutang nako diri sa 3p? 3 kay 3 ka electrons atong gibutang. Now, if you will try to add this, 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 3, that will give you 15 electrons. Okay? Let's have another example. Is this clear now? Klaro na ni siya section emerald? Okay, let's have more examples. What about the element nitrogen? 7. Oh, so meaning, start ko ni 1s. We have 1, 2. Sunod, 2s. 1, 2. So take note, 7 electrons. Sunod ni 2s is si 2p. We have 1, 2, 3. Now, pila ka arrows ang ibutang nako din ha? Tulura. Kay na nakoy 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So, what is the electron configuration now? We have 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. By the way, if you will write this manner, like for example, sir, pwede ni siya, sir? 1, 2, 3, sayop na. Dapat unahon og butang ang tanang arrow up before ka mo butang og arrow down. Is that clear, section emerald? Okay, let's have more examples. What about the element aluminum? What is the 13? So there are 13 electrons. Let's start with 1s. That's 1, 2. Next is 2s. We have 1, 2. Next to 2s is 2p, not 3s. 2p. Okay. You'll have 1, 2, 3. Should I fill this up with 6 electrons? Yes. So, pila naman ni ka-electrons atong nabutang? 10. So, we need how many more? Tulo. Unsa may sunod ni 2p? Unsay sunod ni 2p? 3s. So, I have only 1 box. 1, 2. Kulangan pa dag-usa ka electron, right? Unsay sunod ni 3s? 3p. There you go. 1, 2, 3. How many arrows are you gonna draw? Isa ra ka buok kay usa may lacking nato nga electron. So we now have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 2, 3p1. Now let's have other examples now. What about the element calcium? The element calcium. What is the atomic number of the element calcium? 20. So therefore, naatay 20 kabuok electrons ana niya. Okay? So let's begin with 1s. Fill it up. arrow up, arrow down. Sunod ni 1s, 2s. Fill it up, 1, 2. Sunod ni 2s, 2p. We have 1, 2, 3 boxes there, going up, then going down. So take note na natay 10 ka electrons nga butang. Unsay sunod ni 2p, 3s. Fill it up, na natay 12 ka electrons na butang. Unsay sunod ni 3s, 3p. 1, 2, 3. Nanatay 12 ha. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 electrons na atong nabutang. Unsay sunod ni 3p? Sige, unsa man? 3d, 4s. Very good. 4s. Nanatay 18 ato, no? 19, 20. And that will be the orbital diagram. Okay? So, atong i-fill up 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. What about the element argon? I'm gonna change that. Let's not have the element argon. Ani to dagko nga numbers. I want to make use of the element zinc. I want to use the element zinc. Oh, what's the atomic number of the element zinc? 30 electrons. Okay? Oh, starta. Starta ni 1s1. Arrow up, arrow down. Sunod ni 1s1, 2s. Arrow up, arrow down. Sunod ni 2s, 2p. That's arrow up, arrow up, arrow up, arrow down, arrow down, arrow down. Next ni 2p, 3s. So I have arrow up, arrow down. Next ni 3s, 3p. So I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sunod ni 3p, 4s. Arrow up. Unsay sunod ni 4s? 3d. Pila ka boxes ang d? 5. Okay. Pila na gani initanan from 1s to 4s na natay? 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And that will be the orbital diagram of the element zinc. Okay? So, kung ako nang ibutang karon sa ato ang electron configuration, pila maibutang nga mga superscripts ani? You tell me, B, sa 1s. 2. Sa 2s. Sa 2p. Sa 2, 3s. 2. Sa 3p. 6 sa 4s. Sa 5, 3d. 10. And there you go.